Welcome to the 3 Dot Podcast. I'm here with a bonus episode this week. That's right, you get 2 episodes this week. I did not send out the episode to everyone because you should be subscribed by now or following us on Spotify, so please be doing one of those. I have a cat right here next to me if you're on the YouTube. Shout out to Barney making his podcast debut. Zero thoughts from him. About as much contribution as Will's given. That's the main reason for this bonus episode. Will, god damn it. So, first of all, he's late to the show again. And part of the reason I'm doing a bonus show is I had other stuff to get to, but we had already gotten done an hour. Guess what? If you're not 45 minutes late, we can have a longer episode. Do I keep them an hour in general because it's easier to digest for the listener? Yes, but if there's more to talk about, let's do it more. Let's extend. Let's see what we can do. Not possible if you're 45 minutes late. This is like the third week in a row that's happened, maybe, including a week that he missed and a suspension. The 9/11 music video, he texted me about it and I didn't respond. And then he plays on the show. Instincts. That's all I'm saying is have some instincts. If I respond and say, yeah, let's do it on the show, great. If not, we were in the middle of a conversation. I had people texting me saying, wow, I was listening and all of a sudden this took a turn. Stopped everything in its tracks. I don't know what was going on, not to mention the interruptions. Now, Big J hates Will's guts. And I'm torn because some people love him because of the mistakes, the interruptions, me getting mad at him. Yeah, that's great. But at the same time, what I liked about him was getting clips out, doing the social media, all that stuff. Well, that hasn't really been happening. So where are we at where we're not getting the clips and the producer side of it and the on-air stuff is bordering on annoying. Bordering, not quite. Because there are things that I like, but in general, like he had one week where he came back and we're sitting there and we're saying, hey, this is great. I only have to contribute a few times a show. I realize that now I know my role. Perfect. But now he goes right back to where he was. He opening monologue. It's a monologue. One person talking, opening monologue. And he walks over it 3 times. 3 times, including right before the punchline. Later on, he walked over the punchline again and I yelled at him a little bit. Because it's frustrating. I'm trying to sit here and do a show, and I got someone contributing nothing. Not that I want him to contribute. Like, I don't want him talking more. That's not what I mean by contributing nothing. I'm saying if you're going to speak, add something to the show. Contribute to the conversation. Not just one-liners, but zero-liners. They don't go anywhere. They go nowhere. And then we stopped the show to do a 9/11 music video thing that is from Dan Soder. Dan Soder's fine, but I don't consider him a comedy legend. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm the king of comedy and that I have the end-all, be-all opinion on comedians, but I don't think we need to stop the show for a Dan Soder bit. That's already been done on a different show. Just because you liked it. If it was something that we both enjoyed and we both thought we could comment on, great, but I was clearly blindsided by it. Not the way to do a show. Not the way to do a show. And again, if you take a step back, it is funny in general that he did it and that I wasn't ready for it. I get that. Barney, you are doing a great job, by the way. This is what I need from a producer right here is a cat, just someone that can just sit there. And now a second one's coming. Okay, not the point. Got off track. Barney, you're fucking up as much as Will is. But the interrupted monologue really pissed me off. Then I listen back to the episode because I usually skim through it just to make sure it sounds good. Sounded horrible. I sounded awful. It sounded like I was talking through a tin can cup. Was this the 40s? Trying to do a show here. A show. And he just puts it on the drive. Good to post. Didn't listen to it at all. Still hasn't listened to it because I texted him, said, hey, I sound like shit. What the fuck's going on? And then he sits there and goes, oh, I haven't listened yet. I'm telling you, there's a problem with it. How about you fucking listen to the show? If you want to be a producer, fix the fucking audio or tell me it sounded fine on the recording. Great. It doesn't sound fine in the final product, does it? Did it? No. The fact that anyone still listens to that episode is the fact that we were talking about things that hopefully were relevant and hopefully we're doing it a little bit funny, but the show hasn't even been that funny yet. And that's my fault. That part is my fault. I'm getting mad at myself through Will right now. I need to be better, 100%. Not to speed of that, but I need some backup of that. Sitting there, interrupting monologues, adding nothing when you do speak, which is limited and going to be even more limited going forward, not going to work. Just not going to work. And he's leaving once per episode. People watch the YouTube, or he says it. He goes, hey, I'll be back. If you watch the YouTube, he disappears randomly. But it's becoming a bit. I don't want a bit. I'm not here for bits like that. I mean, the Tony Snow thing, that's a bit. That's going forward. People like that. I've gotten text feedback confirming that. But now the feedback is turning more negative towards him, and it's mainly coming from me. I'm the conductor of the Will anti-hype train. Toot toot, let's go home. Get the fuck out of here. That was so stupid. But I'm fired up. I was fired up all day. As soon as I heard the audio and how bad it sounded, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. How the fuck do you listen to that and say, hey, nope, good to go? How about, hey, I need to fix something? Or, hey, it sucks, but we might have to fix the audio, put it out later, or record something else during the week, because clearly I'm doing it today. I was available. I could do it. No effort there. Yes, he's not getting paid. I'm not getting paid. No one's getting anything. I get that. So if anyone wants to sit here and say that, go fuck yourself. What I'm saying is, if you volunteer your time and you say you have all this time to do it and you want to do it and you're going to do clips and all that, do one of those things. One of them. There hasn't been any of that. First week, perfect. We're got clips for TikTok. We got clips for Instagram. Bunch of clips. Everything's good. Great. Boom. Bang. Perfect. Now we got bad audio. We're leaving once per show. We're showing up 45 minutes late. What the fuck? I need to hold him more accountable, I guess. I guess as I'm talking this out, because I'm literally just came in here and I just started firing, I need to hold him more accountable. But this is more of a venting episode for me, because what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that performance? All around. And it's my fault too, in a way. Because once I got it from the drive, because I'm the one who actually posts episodes, because I got to write up the descriptions, I got to remember what we talked about, do all that, take notes, etc. Timestamps don't exist. Shout out Will. What I'm saying is, I could have listened to it then, but I'm sitting there trying to get the episode up, because now it's taking 14 hours to upload to YouTube. What am I going to do at that point either? Because Phil, you're doing great. Will, MIA, because then I'll text him something and no answer. So, I don't know. It just really pissed me off that the audio was that bad, and I wanted to do a bonus show, if nothing else, to vent a little bit, but also, you deserve a show where you can actually fucking hear me. I mean, what the fuck's the point of the show if you're just going to hear Will? Because it wasn't great. Wasn't great. All right. Okay. While I have you here, I might as well talk about a couple other things. One other thing that fired me up. If you're listening to this, you listened to the last episode, I spoke about Jordan Flagar, who passed away. He graduated with me. Like I said, didn't know him super well, but knew him through classes. You get to know someone over the years. Very nice guy. Very sad. What really fired me up today was I see posts on Facebook in our class of 2012 group. Someone started a GoFundMe in his name, or like for him, and the family's posting saying we have no affiliation with this. Now, I don't want to jump to conclusions here, but if the family's coming out and saying we're not associated, and what the fuck is going on? Absolute scum of the earth to do something like that. I've seen that kind of thing happen before. Fuck yourself. If you're someone that's ever been a part of that, witnessed it, supported it, that is ridiculous. That is unreal to take advantage of that. The reason I say I don't want to jump to conclusions is maybe it's someone who meant well and would donate the money to the family, but that's not what this appears to be. And if that were the case, the family would be aware of it, you would think. Completely fucked up. Fucking ridiculous. Will's probably doing it. Will probably heard me say his name and start a fucking GoFundMe. I don't know. The point is, it's a scum to earth, bottom of society type of thing to do. Absolutely ridiculous. And I mean, that just pisses me off. Like I said, I've seen people do it. And not see, like, I don't know the people, but I've known people who have had that happen to them, where they lose someone and someone else starts to GoFundMe. Fucking ridiculous. And like, the thing is, and imagine being the parents, like, of their kid. I know he's 30, but that's still your child, I mean, no matter what, that's still always your child. You always care about them, unless you're my parents and one abandons whatever one's in jail the whole time. Not the point. None of that's the point. The point is, it's still your baby, and then you have to watch someone try to profit off that. Fucking insane. That truly breaks my heart, but that has to happen for that family. Yeah, you lose a big part of your family, and then you have to see someone making a GoFundMe that you have no part of. That ridiculous. I'm not going to be texting episodes out anymore. I'm going to send this one out. This is going to be the last one, though, that I plan to text out. So subscribe to our YouTube or Spotify, follow us, because now we're up to a bunch of people that I'm sending this out to. So I would prefer if you just subscribe or click follow, it takes 1 minute, 2 minutes if you have to make an account, put in your email. No, you're not going to get bombarded with notifications. It's a once a week show. Just sign up for YouTube if you don't have a YouTube and subscribe. You'll get notified when we have a new video out. Stop texting me if there's an episode out. There's an episode out every week. Fucking figure it out. I'm not mad at the fans. I'm mad at Will, and I'm mad at GoFundMe. I had other topics on here, but really that's the main thing I wanted to do. So this is going to be a quick, what are we at? 10 minutes? 10 minutes, 30 seconds. Very quick, in and out. By the way, I will just do this one topic because I saw it come across. Caitlin Clark, great player, but holy shit. I mean, not just because it's Ohio State, but flopping all over the place and everything. And then I saw it become a whole thing where if you criticize her, I forget the Twitter account. I meant to shout them out, but I was sloppy in my note taking today because this is just all off the top. There's an account that was criticizing her, and then they were saying that he was racist for criticizing Caitlin Clark, and they were mad that because she was white. Shut the fuck up. What are we doing in today's day and age where you can't criticize an athlete without it becoming a race issue? I'm not saying that some people don't use athletics to channel their racism. I mean, I'm sure that's a thing, but objectively, you could sit there and say, yeah, she's a great player, but what the fuck? Like, the way she plays sometimes is annoying. It's very frustrating. You get aggravated. The same thing people say about LeBron. Great player, but he flops all the time. Both can be true without it being a fucking bigger issue than that. I also saw people saying she's not being celebrated as much because of a woman. Anywhere I look is Caitlin Clark stuff, and that's rightfully so. She's a great player, and she's having a historical season right before our eyes. Everywhere you look, you see her, and it's publicity. I don't think it needs to be a gender issue either. I realize that I'm a white man saying both of these things, so like I'm not the right person to have every point of view on this, but can we just sit back and take things for what they are? She's having a great season. Women's sports have not always been appreciated. Caitlin Clark is getting that appreciation. End of story there. And you can criticize Caitlin Clark and not have it be because she's white. Like that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. Angrier episode, bonus episode, angry. That's what happens. Thank you, Will. Shout out to the listeners. I'm not going to touch the Josh Gaddis thing until more comes out. Josh Gaddis, former coordinator at Michigan. Now people were talking trash about him. He fucked Xavier Worthy's mom. Not the point. He's showing his dick to Miami recruits. Still not the point. Point is he's now going off about Michigan committed violations while he was there, and it all sounds like sour grapes. Don't know. We'll wait and see on that one. I did want to say Oppenheimer. I said Aquaman 2 was better. That was bold because Aquaman 2 is a horrible movie. The Beekeeper with Jason Statham, solid movie. Better than Aquaman, which thereby makes it better than Oppenheimer. Thanksgiving, the horror movie by Eli Roth, has Tim Dillon in it. Tim Dillon's in it for 7 minutes and owns the movie, by the way. He has a cat in it, just like Barney was sitting next to me. Uses the cat well, uses the prop well. Kind of a Chris Farley look, kind of a Chris Farley, like, yell funny to him, like angry funny. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the whole movie. It brought a nostalgia with it. Felt like a early 2000s, like purposely corny, like over the top, and a little scary, but not really scary. More just an entertaining movie. I had a lot of fun watching it, and that might just be because I like Tim Dillon and I like some of the other people that are in it. A lot of big names in it. Great movie. Better than Oppenheimer. Fuck yourself, Oppenheimer. And who is Christopher Nolan? Christopher Nolan, get bent. Fuck you. Yeah, like I said, this is going to be quick. We are at 14 minutes. I'm not even going to make it to 15. Just want to give a quick bonus episode where you can actually hear my fucking voice and not hear Will's voice. What a change of pace. And I think I covered more and covered it better in these 15 minutes than we did in that whole hour yesterday, even though it was a jam-filled show. That's all I have to say. Thank you for being a listener. Thank you for being a dot. At 3 Dot Podcast on X. At 3 Dot Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, the 3 Dot Podcast on Spotify. Find us, subscribe, follow, do whatever you got to do. Buy a shirt, ask for a link, whatever. See ya.